Hey viewers, welcome to another game of Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're doing game number 3 of the best of 3 of the Dutch duel between Grubby, who's of course from the Netherlands, and Liquid Red, who's also from the Netherlands. So we have a Protoss versus Zerg on our hands here. Should be good. Protoss versus Zerg, really varied matchup. We already saw two completely different games in the previous ones. Red is very prone to going these, what are they called, the Hydralisks. Yeah, so the Hydralisks. He really likes those, and I must say it's a good choice. I mean, they do a very decent amount of damage, they have long range, just that they're very frail. So if you send them in first or without enough protection, they will completely melt, and they're pretty expensive compared to, other things that the Zerg has in store. Obviously. Okay. No, I didn't want to build that. No, he immediately built that into something else. I wanted to see what the other units cost, but apparently I cannot. We will not see that then. Yeah, the Zerglings of course are very cheap at 50 per 2. But yeah, there are several other units like the roaches and such that are a little more expensive, but they're not as fragile as the Hydralisks. They don't do as much damage either, because the Hydralisks have longer range and I guess pretty equal amount of attacks per second. But all in all, yeah, they are pretty equal in the amount of damage they do. But I think they're a little more expensive. 75-25 versus 150. So yeah, the roaches are definitely more expensive. And yeah, all in all, both are a good choice. It's just that well, you need to figure out what you need. So what is your game plan going to be? Is it going to be well, kind of the standard units, which is roaches against Protoss, or are you going to mix it up and kind of try to catch them off guard with the Hydralisks? Of course, if you go Hydralisk every game and you're a pro player, then yeah, people will know that you're going those Hydralisks, and it's not that much of a surprise anymore. So you can't really catch them off guard then, because obviously you can't catch people off guard with the strategy that you always do. Anyhow, we have no upgrades coming up for our Zerglings, and that is surprising, because normally we see some Zergling harass in the beginning, but here it is just 2 Zerglings that are out on the map. They're scouting around, just not doing a whole lot. The mothership core is of course out, and for the rest we are just building new buildings. It is a pretty big map, so we kind of have that let's build up a little bit before we go do anything kind of crap. The probe gets harassed here a little bit by the Zergling. Of course, the Zergling is just as fast as the probe. It's just that the probe will regenerate its shields eventually, and as long as it doesn't turn, it should all be good. But yeah, it takes a little bit of damage here. And I guess the Zergling will not catch up until much later. Yeah, he already has his shields back, as you can see. That takes one time damage and then is going to rush out again. Not a whole lot of things happening. Here we just see the scout on the base. Cybernetics Core already upgrading those warp gates. And yeah, we do have the first units coming out. So gateway in the front. And no forge this time. Okay, unique choice. It's not bad. I mean, it's not like you need the forge to stay alive, but we normally see the forge because it is so good. It is so good to have for 150. You have that a building that actually blocks as well as does damage in a pretty big amount of of an area. So it doesn't have splash damage or anything like that, but it does a pretty decent amount of damage, and it has pretty decent range. So yeah, there's that. So the mothership core is going to make it out, no problem. Took a little bit of damage, of actual damage, 10 damage, but that is not really the problem. So yeah, we are going to warp in some units in this middle part, where the Overlord is now going to scout that, yeah, there are 3 zealots here, but it is not too big of a deal. Obviously, you cannot go for these Zerglings. The Zerglings do have speed now, and yeah, they are getting harassed a little bit here by the Mothership Core, actually losing one of the Zerglings straight away, and wow, he left his pylon alone. Not actually sure if that was smart. Because one Zergling could have taken that out. Of course, if you warp in your new units, like he's doing here, very smart pylon there. Yeah, if you just warp in your units straight in the enemy's base or straight on top of your pylons, then yeah, they can never be taken out by just a single Zergling. Yeah, we do have roaches now, so I like that. I like that a lot because roaches are the more standard unit of choice, and he is going to have some pretty hard time defending this, but well, once he defends this, he should be able to at least get all of the units there and get this pylon. The pylon, yeah, is going to get taken out by the roach and Zergling. So okay, sure, this pylon should also be taken out. Yeah, he's going to do that right now. So not a big deal, but yeah, it is a trait. It's the base for 2 pylons and some units. That's about equal. Yeah, well, they are about equal currently. So income wise, how are we doing? 52 versus 52. Yeah, that's equal then, huh? Gas is a little bit higher for a Protoss player here. That is not good for the Zerg player, because that means lesser technology, and especially if you have those caster units that just have these nice spells, such as the sentries. Yeah, those are just very, very hard to defeat without all of this. Oh wow, he gets quite a few of them trapped, but he doesn't have anything to finish them off. He is eventually going to take them out with just sentries. Large amount of force field use though. It doesn't really matter because well, the energy kind of gets split. Then the AI is good enough to do that. It uses the highest amount at well, every time. So it uses the unit with the highest amount of energy every time, and then yeah, it kind of, even if you use like 6 force fields, every unit will then have used 1, so you will still have the energy available on all of your units. And oh wow, it actually went down. Wow, that is pretty big, because he just morphed that in, and it's a pretty expensive unit, that's one, but more importantly, it didn't get to do anything. And of course, the Phoenix is just an illusion. Just an illusion. Whatever. Yeah, it is going to get taken out, and well, yeah, just marching in here. It seems that our Zerg player is not prepared for this at all. Once again going for those Hydralisks, and the Hydralisks are not going to be defeated here as easily, I think. Well, if you can wall them off with the force fields, of course they are, but the Hydralisks are very good against the sentries, but the force field's just too good. Just, yeah, the rocks should have been taken out already at this point. But yeah, just too many good force fields, and he's going to get out of here, I think, with his teleport. No, he still needs to charge a few more, but he is preparing to actually do that, I guess. And are we going to be able to sneak up on this army? No, but there is a sandwich coming in, because from the bottom part, yeah, there's another army coming out. He is going to recall, and there you go. Saving most of the army at least. And yeah, very nicely done. Nothing else to say about it. So yeah, most of the army did survive, and most of the army is in pretty decent shape. Yeah, only one low stalker at 6 HP, but 80 armor, so not a big problem. And yeah, the counterattack really doesn't work if your enemy just recalled to his base. And well, we're going to see more zealots just well, streaming into the base, going to get another cancel, and so many bases get taken out. Yeah, sure, he loses like 800 minerals there, but this plus, well, the pylon, I don't know how many there were, but something like 8 plus the pylon, let's say 900 minerals for about 100 minerals, no, 75 actually. Yeah, if the drone goes down, it's 125, but still, yeah, that's not worth it mineral-wise, but it is definitely worth it player-wise, because if your enemy cannot farm from that base, if you cannot harvest any minerals or resources in general, then that is definitely worth it. Yeah, the base was not taken out, by the way. That is pretty big. He could have sacrificed all of these units, or at least a number of these units, to take out the base. I think he should have sacrificed his Zerglings. I think the Zerglings alone would have been able to do it, because it's at 500 and no, well, let's say 600 health. Should be doable, because Zerglings attack really quickly, and he gets quite a few of them. Sure, that is a big investment, but yeah, it's what your opponent is doing at this moment. I mean, the Grubby currently, so our Protoss player, is currently just sacrificing units to get things done on the map, and yeah, you should really counter with a similar strategy, I guess. Wow, so many overlords going down. He's still not in the minus though, and oh, almost takes out this. But yeah, he's just sacrificing units, even though, well, the Zerg player is still losing more. It is a risky strategy. So these resources lost are because of he takes out bases and yeah, just kills a few probes, or well, yeah, drones, I guess in this case, workers at least. He kills a few workers, then kills the base, and then well, just leaves the units to do whatever. And wow, a huge group up here. I don't think they can see each other, because there's no way he would otherwise let this Nexus finish or not react to this. Although, well, he is reacting to this, I guess, a little bit. No, that was just to the Corruptors. The Corruptors are going to come in with the rest of the army. The Corruptors are, of course, just there for those Colossi, and the Colossi should go down pretty easily, because there are not enough Stalkers that can actually focus those Corruptors. Yeah, they are going to go down, but the Corruptors are all going to go down as well. So that is about an equal trade, because there was a lot of Corruptors. That was a huge fleet of Corruptors, in fact. And yeah, maybe he should have used the hallucination to not get Void Rays. The GG already came in, but to get some additional Colossi, because it's really hard to see the difference. Of course, you can see the difference once you attack them, but very nicely played from Grubby, our Protoss player. Very, very nicely played. Just went very aggressive on those new expansions, so this one, and just sacrificed a whole lot of units just to get this base from to kind of not farming. And as long as he's only farming from 2 bases, or well, this base is not actually mining anymore. But yeah, he's getting this base, he's getting this base, and that is about it. So yeah, it's a very aggressive strategy, but it's something that we would expect from experienced players. They go for the weak spots and not just go for the main base just because, well, that is what you do, and that is what the main technology is. It's also the best defended normally, because it's the deepest into the enemy territory. You need to run through the entire base and through the natural expansion and such. Just hard to get there, but very nicely played. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.